Hello, my name is Dan Sumner. I'm the director of the University of California Agricultural Issues Center. I'm also a professor here at UC Davis in the Department of Agricultural and Resource Economics. The University of California Agricultural Issues Center is a small research center. It's been around for 25 or 30 years, housed here at UC Davis, but a part of the University of California's Office of the President through UCANR. We have a distinguished advisory board made up of agricultural community members here in California that help us focus on vital agricultural issues facing California. We assemble teams of economists and agricultural scientists from around the UC system, including students, campus faculty, cooperative extension specialists, farm advisors. We have associate directors at Berkeley and Davis and Riverside and Merced, and they keep a UC-wide focus and bring their own special expertise. That includes engineers and economists and water specialists, etc. The issues we focus on are often global, but we focus on the implications back here in California. Our audience includes decision makers in farming and agribusiness, but also government, scholars, students, journalists, and the broader public. We get requests from information from all over the world, from people from all walks of life. We're housed on the Davis campus. We get administrative services from UC Davis. UC Agriculture and Natural Resources provides support and facilitates linkage with UC people around California. Our research substance is usually funded by grants and contracts. The current staff funded by these projects include farm cost specialists, 5 research economists, several graduate students, and a few undergraduate students. Our projects often include contributions from research and teaching faculty and cooperative extension specialists across a full range of sciences. Our website gives you a quick example of a couple of things we've done recently. We just recently released a report on a statistical review of California's organic agriculture. We've been doing a lot related to the pandemic, of course, looking at supply chain, looking at specific issues of price gouging. We've been doing a lot related to the egg industry. Farm workers and farm labor is a big part of what we focus on. I'll give you an example of a few recent projects. Where is California agriculture going to be in 2050? What will we grow and what will drive this future? That was done for the California Department of Food and Agriculture. We're also doing a study on carrots, R&D, particularly focusing on consumer demand responses to alternatives, including during the pandemic. So we've been surveyed more than 250,000 carrot consumers, asking them questions about their consumption behavior with respect to alternative carrot products. We've been looking into California dairy methane regulations and climate change, and particularly the incentives on dairy farm size distributions. That was a project joint with some animal scientists here at UC Davis. We're also looking at robots and farm labor with UC Davis engineers. We're also looking at issues related to heat stress for farm workers and other climate change related project. We've been using agricultural economics as a tool to look into dairy milk cow rations, but we've been doing that joint with animal scientists who have done least cost ration calculations using linear programming. We've surveyed about 1,200 dairy farms in California, surveying information about what byproducts they use in the dairy farm rations and what are the implications of that both for the economics but especially on resource use in California. We've been doing a lot of work on legal cannabis regulations, working with the Bureau of Cannabis Control That is, how are the regulations and the taxes and the licensing and other things that California do affecting the size and structure and success of the legal cannabis industry in competition with illegal cannabis. And animal welfare has been a major issue in California. Everything from regulations that require cage-free eggs to pork regulations that affect how hogs are raised, not here in California, but all over North America. So that's a little variety of the projects we've been working on. We also do work on the costs and returns of farming in California. I show here an example of a study we just released in the last week or two, having to do with the cost of producing alfalfa hay in far northern California in Siskiyou County. We work with farm advisors. This is our staff members, Don Stewart and Jeremy Murdoch especially, and several of us work with farm advisors and specialists throughout the state on crops ranging from almonds to zucchini. It's the whole range of everything we do. And these studies are used by everyone. We get requests from bankers and students, from farmers and farm organizations, farm marketing groups, and on and on. Those are all on the web. They're available at our website, or you can just Google Cost Studies UC Davis and you'll find it. So that's it. UC Davis, aic.ucdavis.edu is how to find us, and I'm easy to find by email. Thanks a lot.
Hello, my name is Marianne Mills, and I am the CalFresh Healthy Living University of California Program Manager. CalFresh Healthy Living UC is a program federally funded by the United States Department of Agriculture to support education and policy, systems, and environmental change efforts for people who qualify to receive CalFresh benefits, also known as food stamps. This program is known nationally as SNAP-Ed, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program Education. And in California, we partner with the California Department of Public Health, the California Department of Social Services, Catholic Charities of California, and the California Department of Aging. We serve youth, adults, families, and communities with incomes at or below 185% of the federal poverty level. CalFresh Healthy Living UC is delivered through UC Cooperative Extension offices in 32 counties in California. Our key programmatic areas include direct and indirect nutrition and physical activity education, gardens, school wellness policy, physical activity, the Smarter Lunchrooms movement, youth engagement, and evaluation. In federal fiscal year 2019, across California, CalFresh Healthy Living UC reached 10,244 preschoolers, 76,075 youth ages 5 to 17, 9,550 adults, and 1,276 seniors. CalFresh Healthy Living UC is housed within the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences at UC Davis. Through our youth engagement programming, which supports active voice and leadership of young people in engaging in nutrition, physical activity, and food access and security issues within their communities, we partner with the UC Davis Center for Regional Change and School of Education to specifically support our youth-led participatory action research, or YPAR, efforts.
Hello, I'm Brandon Louie, Community Engagement Coordinator with the UC Davis Center for Regional Change. As Marianne mentioned, I've been supporting the YPAR efforts of CalFresh Healthy Living UC and their Youth Engagement Initiative for the past 4 years, along with Nancy Erbstein, PI and faculty member in the UC Davis School of Education. YPAR is a process that engages young people in using the tools of research to critically assess conditions that shape their lives, with the goal of supporting action to improve those conditions. YPAR helps achieve SNAP-Ed's nutrition education and obesity prevention goals by positioning young people to become advocates for policy, systems, and environmental changes that promote healthy nutrition in their communities. Some examples of YPAR projects that have been facilitated include cafeteria food waste studies in Imperial County, projects investigating and promoting school gardening in El Dorado County and in Imperial County, and projects who have investigated healthy food access both in communities and within school lunchrooms in San Mateo County and in Merced County. Now, through the Center for Regional Change in the School of Education, we've also developed and launched a new online resource to support YPAR. The Community Futures Community Lore website makes freely available resources developed over a 20-year period, and the website includes 9 stepping stone guides to support the design and facilitation of YPAR projects, as well as a number of stories from communities who have utilized these tools, including past projects focused on food access and food justice. For breakout room discussion opportunities, we would love to connect with anyone facilitating or interested in YPAR, youth leadership, and/or youth engagement opportunities. Our programs have also been working really hard during the COVID-19 pandemic to adapt our work to online environments and remote engagement, and would love to share those with people and also learn from efforts that you might be engaged in during this time as well. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.
Hi, I'm Joe Proud, Associate Director for Communications in the Clear Center at UC Davis. We must better understand the role of agriculture in nourishing our growing world, while at the same time understanding where to focus our attention for better food systems, cleaner air, and a healthy climate. That is where the Clear Center comes in. We have 2 cores, research and communications. Our research is focused on ensuring that our food systems are sustainable for the planet and those providing the food. And our communications make sure that we get that information out there so it can have impact. Our research and communications focus on many areas of the food chain system: environmental impacts of animal agriculture, animal health and welfare, animal productivity, human and planet health, and policy. Part of what makes us unique is our powerhouse foundation we are rooted in. We are part of UC Davis, a top R1 research university, as well as the University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources, and the best college of agriculture and environmental sciences in the world here, and the Department of Animal Science at UC Davis. We currently have 3 people in the center. We have Director Frank Mitloner, who's a professor and air quality specialist, myself, and Alexa Tijarino, who's our social media specialist. We plan to add an associate director of research and a couple postdocs in the near future. Frank has over 120 peer-reviewed publications and active research grants totaling over $20 million. He is a Twitter influencer as well, meaning he's helping drive conversations on Twitter around climate change, environmental issues, and animal agriculture. You can follow him at GHG Guru, where he has 20,000 followers. This year alone, he has over 16 million impressions, and it's growing. And the UC Davis Clear Center is also on Twitter at UC Davis Clear. Part of what we're trying to do is explain nuanced and complex topics around animal agriculture and the environment. And that starts with our website, clear.ucdavis.edu, where we have blogs, explainers, news, videos, and infographics. Our explainers build a foundation of knowledge around those nuanced and complex topics. Then we take those and we add a voice to them with Dr. Mitloner's blog, GHG Guru, where it has a third of our web traffic, puts science in the context of today's conversations, increases comprehension, and thus increases reach. We also produce videos telling our story and setting this narrative where people are and in ways that they want to learn. This video on rethinking methane, which explains how methane warms differently than other greenhouse gases, has over 115,000 views. We gained nearly 200 subscribers because of it. We put the science in a visual format, and we are able to highlight our expert visually. So that's kind of a really brief way we are able to set the narrative with science communication. We have our explainers, explain those little nuanced parts of the conversation. We put those in context of today's conversations. Then we use video to visually tell that, and then we use media to help expand our reach. Here, an NBC News reporter retweeting one of our explainer threads. So we provide timely and important research, provide an independent science-based voice in discussions around animal agriculture. We're bridge between various audiences, and we emphasize animal agriculture's potential as a solution provider to environmental issues. That is all I have for you. I look forward to chatting with you in those breakout sessions. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Ben Finkelor, Executive Director of the UC Davis Energy and Efficiency Institute. We are a multidisciplinary research unit launched on campus almost 15 years ago as the first energy-related university research program in the country to focus on the demand side of the energy equation. We were founded with support from a wide array of industry partners in the energy sector. Our mission is very applied, with an emphasis on facilitating real-world energy solutions for decarbonizing our economy and meeting society's energy needs. As part of our efforts, we administer the Energy Graduate Group, where students can get a master's or PhD in energy systems. The faculty and staff researchers affiliated with our institute work closely with these students and graduate and undergraduate students in other departments to advance our research and their future careers. We have expertise across the largest end uses of energy and sources of GHG emissions: buildings, transportation, industry, and water. We have 3 research centers of excellence in lighting, HVAC, and water efficiency, and have strength in renewables as well. We are always seeking ways to leverage this expertise with a broader set of expertise in food and agriculture on the UC Davis campus. We regularly partner with the Food Science and Technology Department on more efficient food processing, and we partner with the Animal Sciences Department in the past also, doing a project, for instance, on more efficient cow cooling. We are actively pursuing partnerships with the Plant Sciences Department to advance more efficient and sustainable indoor cultivation and controlled environmental agriculture, as well as the concept of agrivoltaics, which you'll hear about soon. We've also partnered with Wild Energy to work on a number of projects, most notably a proposal to study the promise of range voltaics, also something you'll hear about right now.
The Wild Energy Initiative is an interdisciplinary research initiative dedicated to understanding interactions between energy development and Earth, including its systems and species, to address urgent sustainability issues. The Wild Energy Initiative is co-directed by Dr. Rebecca Hernandez and Dr. Steve Gratsky. Currently, it operates as a bridge between the Energy and Efficiency Institute and the John Muir Institute of the Environment at the University of California, Davis. Comprised of a collaborative, inclusive group of interdisciplinary researchers and technologists, Wild Energy embodies the vigor, nimbleness, creativity, and productivity necessary to disseminate science-based solutions to pressing energy problems. Since its inception in 2016, Wild Energy has amassed a growing number of successes in research at the nexus of solar energy, socioecology, and sustainability. For more information on the research that we conduct at the Wild Energy Initiative, please visit our website at wildenergy.org. Presently, the Wild Energy Initiative, in collaboration with the Energy and Efficiency Institute, has a project on range voltaics. The concept of range voltaics involves the co-location of solar energy in livestock production. The project goal is to generate scientific data sets and conduct studies on the co-location of solar energy in livestock production, hereafter range voltaics, and use this information to identify multiple values from rangelands and feedlots in the United States. For example, solar panels may provide shade, thereby reducing heat stress in livestock, while also generating renewable energy to mitigate climate change. The expected outcome of our project goal is scientific information on range voltaics, dissemination of data to key stakeholders, and the build-out of operational scale range voltaics in California and beyond. Collectively, these outcomes will provide technical baselines for the sustainability and effectiveness of range voltaics in the United States. Overall, these research goals and outcomes may bolster national food and energy security, increase techno-ecological synergies, mitigate climate change, and boost agricultural and solar energy commercial enterprises in California specifically and the United States broadly.
Professor Heiner Leith in the Plant Sciences Department has been working in 2 areas that are relevant to the Energy and Efficiency Institute. First, he has been working on growing plants indoors under lamplight. He's partnered with our Lighting Technology Center to better understand the economic feasibility for these operations for different crops. He's built a dedicated facility for conducting this research. Dr. Leith has also been researching the use of solar panels in conjunction with plant production outdoors. He has a small facility in operation currently and has recently proposed to the DOE to build a large agrivoltaics utility-scale installation on a 10-acre plot, which would allow for researching the energy and crop production of solar PV panels integrated in row crop operations.
Everyone. My name is Sophie Javers, and I am the Policy Engagement Coordinator at the Feed the Future Innovation Lab for Markets, Risk, and Resilience. Yes, quite a mouthful of a name. We usually just go by the MRR Innovation Lab. We are a USAID-funded research consortium housed here at UC Davis and led by our director, Michael Carter, Professor of Agricultural and Resource Economics. Our lab works globally to develop and test financial and market innovations that take the most promising agricultural tools for families in developing countries from the lab to the field. Our mission is to generate and transfer knowledge and innovations that promote resilience and empower rural families, communities, and markets to share in inclusive agricultural growth. We have Michael here with us today to share some of the things that we've been doing recently. Michael, can you tell us and highlight kind of what we're doing to shore up food systems and food security around the world?
Well, thanks, Sophie, and great to see you, albeit virtually. As you know, we in the lab have been at the forefront of advancing thinking on how to promote resilience, especially among small-scale farmers in the developing world. We try to test technologies that allow people not only to earn more money, make more of their economic opportunities on average, but also to survive the inevitable ups and downs that occur in rural settings and in agricultural settings. We fund projects at a number of universities, many at Davis and many at partner universities around the country and around the world. One recent example that's quite interesting was an effort to combine a stress-tolerant or drought-tolerant seeds together with a financial technology of insurance to create a package that we took out to small-scale farmers in Tanzania and Mozambique. We tested it, it worked quite well, and it allowed farmers not only to make more money, but actually to get through shocks in a very resilient fashion, so that after a drought event occurred, they were positioned to continue their path of income growth the following year, as opposed to what typically happens. Farmers get hit with a shock, and that shock has a very long tail. That is, it persists into the following seasons as families struggle to recapitalize their business and to get back to where they were before the drought event occurred.
Thanks, Michael. There's another project that I'd love for you to tell us about. This is our work in Northern Kenya. In fact, our researchers and partners are coming together for a Global Affairs Global Conversations event to talk about this project in depth. And the UC Davis Unfold podcast is also highlighting this work. Both the webinar and the podcast are online next week on November 17th, and I can provide details about that in the breakout session. But in the meantime, Michael, why don't you introduce us to this work? And I think there's a California angle too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right, Sophie. So the basis of this work is efforts we started quite a few years back now to use NASA satellites and other remote sensing technologies to accurately measure the forage availability to livestock rearing or pastoralist households in northern Kenya and more generally across the Sahelian region of Africa. We are recently looking at the ability of these technologies to work as agricultural insurance for livestock producers here in California itself. And we're in the business right now of comparing what the satellite technologies can do versus the current type of agricultural insurance, which is made available by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Preliminary results there are really quite exciting because we think this can add value and create a better insurance product for California ranchers as it can for pastoralist families in northern Kenya. In northern Kenya right now, what we're trying to do is to use this insurance technology to protect the assets of extremely poor women who've benefited from programs that try to build up their assets and get them to the point where they can be self-sufficient and provide adequately for their families. So these programs work, but they're also susceptible to drought risk. And so we feel the combination of these asset building programs for these very poor women, combining that with the asset protection that is available through this insurance will create a package which can really create durable and sustainable change for really some of the poorest people on our earth. So that's a project we're very proud of. And as you said, there'll be ample opportunities to learn about that upcoming in just a few weeks if anyone is interested.
Great. Thank you, Michael, very much. Well, that was just a taste of some of the things that we are engaging in at the MRR Innovation Lab. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to Michael. I'll be hosting the breakout session after the rest of these video presentations that you'll be watching. Come on by to learn more. I'll have our brochure and links available so that you can find out more about us. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, my name is Julia Stover Blackburn. I am the director of the Fruit and Nut Research and Information Center at UC Davis. Thank you for coming today to the Food for Thought Showcase and listening to our pitch. If you are unfamiliar with the Fruit and Nut Research and Information Center, we are a unit located within the Department of Plant Sciences, and we were first created by what was then the Pomology Department in 1995. We have the stated mission of coordinating and disseminating University of California research-based information, accomplishments, and extension activities related to California fruit and nut crops. Before I go any further, I would like to take a moment to introduce our team. As I said, my name is Julia Stover Blackburn, and I am the Center Director. Later today, you will be hearing from Kevin Taniguchi, our manager, and we have a student intern, Samson Romano, who you may hear from if you contact us at a later date. In addition to our core group, we have a board of 6 rotating plant science faculty members and a huge network of cooperators and collaborators from across the UC system, as well as throughout the California fruit and nut industry. As is stated in our mission, our primary purpose is to aid in the dissemination of UC pomological research and to create a network by which UC researchers, growers, and industry members can access up-to-date information and communicate their needs. We do this primarily via our website, fruitsandnuts.ucdavis.edu. I would encourage all of you to visit and see what we have to offer. We provide production information for all major California fruit and nut crops, as well as a number of specialty crops, and interactive weather-related models for chill accumulation, harvest prediction, and irrigation scheduling, as well as online research databases for prune, walnut, and several other commodities. We also link to related websites such as Farm Advisor newsletters and the UCCE and UCIPM websites. In addition to our main website, we use our social media presence to connect with our users on a daily basis, sharing event information and exciting research updates. I would encourage all of you to follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. As well as our own website, we are proud to develop and maintain sites for a number of specific UC research projects and individual faculty members. Apart from our web presence, we coordinate communication between UC researchers and the industry, primarily via conferences and meetings, and of course we answer or redirect inquiries related to fruit and nut crops that come in to our email or on the phone. In addition to sharing UC research, we offer an extension course annually, The Principles of Fruit and Nut Tree Growth, Cropping, and Management. This unique extension course focuses on understanding how trees work and offers the opportunity to learn the basics of tree, fruit, and nut biology and how it relates to orchard management. The course is taught by a team of UC Davis faculty and cooperative extension experts. While the 2020 course was canceled due to COVID, we are planning to offer the popular course virtually in the spring of 2021. Please send us an email if you are interested in attending, and watch our website and social media for further information. With our traditional extension course, we are pleased to present our new online nut and tree fruit education program. Offered through UC Davis Extension, these are 5 online courses offered in both English and Spanish and are best suited for new growers. Thank you for listening to my introduction to the Fruit and Nut Center. If you have any questions, Kevin Taniguchi will be available in our breakout room. We are also available at the email addresses shown on the screen. We are always excited to make new connections. Thank you again.
Hi there. I'm Amina Harris, the founding director of the Honey and Pollination Center at UC Davis. We're part of the Robert Mondavi Institute for Wine and Food Science. Our mission is to help UC Davis to become the world's leading authority on bee health, pollination, and honey. We work with a couple of campus departments. With the Department of Viticulture and Enology, we have developed a series of mead short courses that are taken by mead aficionados from all over the world. We have created a whole program of honey sensory tasting and research with the Department of Food Science and Technology. And with the Department of Entomology and Nematology, we have helped to develop the Master Beekeeper Program. The California Honey Festival, of which we're a founding member, attracts over 35,000 people a year to Woodland, California, when COVID isn't happening. Who do we want to reach? We want to reach you through classes, educational events, and community outreach. The center has developed tools for the exploration of honey. In 2013, we developed the UC Davis Honey Wheel, now internationally recognized. With 25 participants and 24 honeys from around the world, we have created a vocabulary for people to use when they describe honey. Now you have 99 words instead of just sweet. Our honey journal, which is just recently printed, is a great way to track and record all of the honeys you may taste. In addition, we also sell 3 different varietal honeys from Northern California. The income from all of these projects, plus from our work in outreach and education, helps to fund graduate student research here at the university. So why do we get involved in honey sensory research? Because honey is the 3rd most adulterated food in the world. It can be adulterated by adding other sugars, by blending and mislabeling, and through economic means. There are over 300 unique monofloral varieties produced in the U.S. About 30 are widely known. We need baseline descriptors of flavor and aroma in order to keep them from being further adulterated. One of the ways we reach out is through courses and programs. We offer honey sensory programs teaching the nuances of honeys. This coming spring, we'll be involved in the Adulteration Symposium in concert with the UCLA Resnick Center for Food and Law Policy. In our Mead department, we have hands-on and sensory education, much of which is going virtual. And every year we put on a bee symposium to help backyard beekeepers stay current with the latest scientific information. So what does our future look like? We hope to expand our reach to include innovations in medicine for both humans and animals. We want to research the nutritional value of honey. We'd like to expand on our initial research into the sensory characteristics of America's varietal honeys and develop new online courses that are of interest to mead makers, honey aficionados, and beekeepers. There's so much to do. I'd better get back to the hive.
Hi, I'm Hannah Bartram, the Program, Educational, and Outreach Coordinator for the UC Davis Institute for Food and Agricultural Literacy, and I'll be telling you a little bit about what we do. The Institute for Food and Agricultural Literacy is directed by Dr. Pam Ronald, who is a distinguished professor with plant pathology in the Genome Center. The Ronald Lab studies genes that control resistance to disease and tolerance to environmental stress, with the goal of improving food security for the world's poorest farmers. The Institute for Food and Agricultural Literacy, IFAL, was established in 2015 to cultivate a community of researchers dedicated to making scientific research understandable and interesting to everyone. To do this, IFAL hosts events on topics in food and agriculture. In the past, we've held symposia, panels, roundtables, and conferences with the goal of enhancing the public discourse on scientific issues. IFAL's largest initiative is Science Says, a group of UC Davis grad students and postdocs passionate about science communication. We offer training and outreach opportunities to grad students, postdocs, and early career scientists at all levels. We also focus on building community across disciplines around our shared interest in communicating science. Our goal is to teach scientists to become better at sharing their scientific research. Science Says is led by a team of grad students, supported by IFAL's program coordinator and faculty advisor. Through Science Says, we offer workshops and training on topics such as science storytelling, how to translate your science, science writing, and science communication on digital platforms. Science Says participants write blogs explaining scientific topics to a broad audience, and members have taken on other media projects, including educational videos, podcasts, and social media campaigns. Science Says also participates in community outreach events such as local science festivals, UC Davis Picnic Day, and the Davis Farmers Market. We also host a book club to discuss popular science books. Usually it's held at the local public library, so it's accessible to both the campus community and the Davis community at large. This year we're meeting over Zoom. Here are some examples of books we've read in the past. At our Science Pub Night in downtown Sacramento, Science Distilled, bright and engaging local scientists share research stories to inform and entertain. This is on hiatus right now, but will return when it's safe. We partner with institutions on and off campus. IFAL will be involved in the engagement activities of the new AI Institute for Next Generation Food Systems, providing support in the areas of education, outreach, workforce development, and broadening participation. We partner with the Innovation Institute for Food and Health on our shared interests in addressing global food system challenges. Our sister program at UC Berkeley is the CLEAR Project, directed by Peggy Lameau. Here's our contact information and ways to connect with us and learn more about our activities. If you're interested in science communication, consider getting involved. Our events are always open to UC Davis students and postdocs, as well as the whole community. There are no formal membership requirements or dues. To get involved, just join our email list. You can find the link on the website or visit the link shown here to subscribe. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Charlie Brummer. I'm the director of the Plant Breeding Center at UC Davis. The plant breeding programs at UC Davis reflect the diversity of agriculture in California, running the gamut from crops like alfalfa and wheat and beans to fruits like grapes or peaches, to vegetables like peppers, flowers like zinnias, and new crops like hemp. The mission of the Plant Breeding Center is really in three parts. First, we work to educate and train new plant breeders, develop curriculum that is modern, that it reflects the needs of the plant breeding industry. We offer bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees in plant breeding and hope to train students that are going to be effective when they get out to jobs in industry, in academic institutions, or in government positions, both here and internationally. In order to effectively train plant breeders, we have to have existing plant breeding program pipelines that go from germplasm acquisition at one end to the development and release of new cultivars at the other end. At UC Davis, we release varieties of many different crops, including strawberries. We're a world leader in strawberry cultivar development, and many of the strawberries that you eat in the supermarket come from UC Davis strawberries. To, at the other end, walnuts, for example, a very effective program here in walnut development, as well as numerous other crops. We offer both exclusive and non-exclusive licenses to seed companies or nurseries for the commercialization of our varieties, depending on what's warranted with a particular variety or a particular crop. And then with the Plant Breeding Center, we're interested in making our plant breeding programs as productive as possible and looking into new ways to do plant breeding that would be useful for industry or for other plant breeders, whether in the public or private sectors. We're applying high throughput phenotyping, using things like drones to sense crop growth, to get us a sense of whether we can predict yield or quality or other characteristics on a high throughput manner, that's more cost effective, faster, and just accelerates the whole cultivar development process. We're using high throughput genomics, for example, to look at genomic prediction, to also see if we can use genomics to be able to accelerate cultivar development, using gene editing to change just single nucleotides, one gene at a time, and see if we can alter particular characteristics of crops to make them more useful to farmers, ranchers, consumers, or the seed industry. I want to highlight one of the aspects of our education program. It's a project called SCOPE, which has been funded by the National Institutes of Food and Agriculture, the Organic Research and Education Initiative. And we just had this program renewed this past year. It's the Student Collaborative Organic Plant Breeding and Education Project. The goal of this project is to develop student-led teams to breed various crops that are listed here. And this is a program to give students hands-on opportunities to figure out how to do breeding in a real sense and give them leadership training where graduate students train either incoming graduate students or undergraduate interns in various aspects of plant breeding. This runs the full gamut of a plant breeding pipeline from beginning to end, resulting in the release of varieties such as those beans I showed earlier, released by Travis Parker here in the upper left. So if you're interested in plant breeding and plant breeding technologies, let's talk about it. Accompanying me in the Plant Breeding Center is Alan Van Dynes, the Associate Director, and Amanda Seichai, the Program Manager. And here's our website for your information. So I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Austin Brown, and I direct the UC Davis Policy Institute for Energy, Environment, and the Economy. At the Policy Institute, we look for opportunities to work with researchers at UC Davis and the broader research community to help inform policy at the state, local, and national levels with a focus on energy, transportation, and climate policy. Climate change is one of the most challenging and defining topics of our time, and there's never been a more urgent need for California and the world to get onto a path to carbon neutrality. At the Policy Institute, we focus on these areas of energy systems, sustainable transportation, water and ecosystems, environmental justice, future of cities, and all around the theme of climate neutrality for a more just and sustainable world. The world's going to need to do a huge amount of work to both reduce emissions and also enhance carbon sinks at the same time. Researchers estimate that we will need around 10 gigatons a year by mid-century worldwide of carbon sequestration, and that's in addition to cutting emissions from energy use drastically. For context, this is almost a third of current annual emissions. So we're very interested in policy options that can help sequester more carbon in ecosystems. We're also very interested in how climate policy can work in properly aligning incentives with reducing emissions or storing carbon. So some examples from the energy and land use system are wind energy, where landowners are paid by wind farms in terms of lease payments. And in 2018, that represented almost $300 million a year in lease payments and was a significant source of revenue for those landholders. We've also seen offsets from California's cap and trade and other programs that are many hundreds of millions of dollars. In the case of California's cap and trade, this is largely for forest projects. These programs have significant issues. All I'm trying to say here is that there's a critical need to try to align the policy incentives with the people who can make choices in terms of their land use options in order to reduce emissions. So how does this tie into our food system? Well, one area where we're really eager to begin collaborating around UC Davis is in agriculture, which has the potential to be a very significant net sequester of CO2. There's already a lot of innovative research here happening, in particular on concepts like carbon farming, which is farming in a way that sequesters more carbon in the soil while still, of course, continuing to produce food for the global demand. Carbon farming also has the potential to increase crop yields, food security, and soil health for the benefit of those ecosystems and communities. So it can potentially be a win-win approach. So our question is, how can policy support more carbon sequestration in agriculture? How can we align the needs of the agricultural community with the policy that can potentially bring those sources of revenue? So we need at least these three things: better science and verification to continue to evolve around carbon farming, policy analysis of what this value might be to farmers of these carbon payments, and solid research-driven policy recommendations for how to go about implementing a potential program around carbon farming and the related policy. Thank you very much.
The UC Post-Harvest Technology Center serves the produce industry by providing reliable information that can be used to improve the quality, safety, and marketability of fresh fruits, vegetables, and ornamentals. Our University of California produce experts develop and share the latest research and technologies in their areas of specialization, including product physiology, disease management, produce safety, engineering practices, and economics. Their research is funded by federal, state, commodity board, and company grants, and their results are shared on our extensive website, which includes the popular produce fact sheets and an extensive publication library organized by topic. The produce fact sheets are a 2 to 3 page summary of recommendations for handling various types of produce, and includes 60 on fruit or fruit groups and 36 each for vegetables and ornamentals. The produce fact sheets are also available on a free mobile app, giving users handy access to this information wherever they might be, even when out of Wi-Fi range. Over the years, center experts have published a number of books and manuals containing industry-friendly information on handling produce after harvest, which can be purchased through our online bookstore. The Produce Quality Rating Scales, the Commercial Cooling Manual, and the Transportation Series are among the most popular. And each year, the Center offers 3 to 4 courses, including our signature Post-Harvest Technology of Horticultural Crops short course, which includes a tour of produce handling operations throughout California. Also, our Fruit Ripening and Ethylene Management Workshop, our Fresh Cut Products, Maintaining Quality and Safety Workshop, and our Produce Safety Workshop. In 2020, we offered 2 of our courses virtually for the first time. This format was very successful and increased the accessibility of the course due to the flexible online schedule. For all our courses, in addition to our UC experts, we also engage industry and other academic experts with specific experience. These individuals team with ours to share their expertise with short course attendees. Our monthly e-newsletter highlights the latest information and upcoming activities. Visit our website at postharvest.ucdavis.edu to subscribe today and connect with us.
Hi, my name is Andrew Waterhouse. I'm director of the Robert Mondavi Institute. The Institute is housed on the west side of campus and includes facilities for brewing, winemaking, a vineyard, and a beautiful garden, a Good Life garden. The focus of the Institute is to engage the public in understanding what's going on with food and beverage research here at UC Davis. We work most closely with 2 departments, viticulture and enology, as well as food science and technology. But we do engage with other departments as well, as long as their research program or whatever program we're discussing has to do with food or beverages. Within the Institute, there are 2 centers as well. The Olive Center is obviously focused on olives, including olive oil and processed olives. And the Honey and Pollination Center works with both food science and entomology to address issues related to honey production, honey quality, and of course pollination issues as well. The last couple of years, the Institute has focused on public lectures which bring together a UC Davis researcher to explain to the lay public their program, whatever that is, And that person is then followed in the same lecture by an outside speaker who talks about the implications of the research, whether it's a direct application to a specific industry or whether it's the policy implications of a research program of that sort. On one of the series, we partner with the UC Davis Library. The series is called Savor. And we've had very well-known speakers come in to comment on the value of our research, including Congresswoman Shelley Pingree from Maine and the former Governor Jerry Brown. We also have a forum series which is more focused on direct application of our research to industry. And in this particular picture, you're seeing Maria Marco, who was talking about fermented foods. And she was followed by a speaker named Dave Arith, who runs Sonoma Brinery. And he talked about the importance of her research and that research capability in improving the productivity of his ability to make pickles and sauerkraut. We also host an annual big event. Well, in normal times, we host an annual big event where people come together and taste food, wine, beer, and other products. It's held in the fall within the Institute's grounds, and it's been very successful, attracting 200 to 300 people each year. To facilitate all these public events, of course, we have an extensive communications program, both using social media such as Facebook and Instagram, and also have an extensive newsletter program. If you're interested, you can sign up on our website and get the newsletter and like us on Facebook and follow what's going on. And you'll receive announcements about the various events that we're going to be hosting. Thank you for your attention.
Hello, my name is Alan Van Dynes. I'm the director for the Seed Biotechnology Center. Our center has been around since 1999. Our founding director was Dr. Kent Bradford. We're a research and information center in the Department of Plant Sciences. We're an industry university liaison. We focus on research, education, and outreach, and our stakeholders are the seed, biotechnology, and the plant breeding industries. We do a lot of professional education classes. Those tend to be in-person classes where we're proud to say we usually have 100 years of experience in the room, and it really look for that interaction, discussion among students and professors and so on. Examples are seed business classes, classes in seed production, in breeding with genomics, hemp and seed breeding production. This is a new class, a new topic certainly for our stakeholders. We've trained about 6,000 people in the last, say, 15 years with these type of classes. Our flagship class is the Plant Breeding Academy. We've been doing this since 2006. This is a high-level class where if you're a professional working in the industry, you could be working as an assistant breeder, an agronomist, maybe a molecular biologist, but you're interested in plant breeding and maybe becoming a plant breeder. This class allows you to keep your job. It's 6 one-week sessions over 2 years, or 3 two-week sessions like the one in Africa. We're on 4 continents right now. We've trained over 388 plant breeders from 60 different countries since 2006. Outreach, we try to be a scientific voice for our stakeholders for policy and also for consumers. Give you examples on hot topics, gene editing and the use of this gene editing, regulation and so on is a hot topic. We spend a lot of time talking about that in the media as well. Dr. Ken Bradford recently gave a number of interviews on what to do with these mysterious seeds. There were a number of seeds that people randomly got, for example, from China, and he spent some time educating the public on what to do with those. But generally, we're a scientific voice, for our industry. We expanded in 2010, really with the help of Francois Corn. Francois is a huge champion of our industry, where we created Seed Central at seedcentral.org. And the idea behind Seed Central is to develop a seed industry university cluster around Davis. It turns out that we have about 100 companies within 100 miles or 300 companies within 300 miles of UC Davis focusing on the seed industry. We want to get that industry to work together and to develop private-public partnerships. And really, this is just through communication, which then develops into better research collaborations and bringing what could be just simple research projects at the university to market, essentially. A big part of Seed Central, though, is the communication process. We have monthly networking events. We'll spend an hour or 2 hours in person, for example, networking, and then have a seminar second Thursday of every month, where we get about 120 people, about half from industry, half from faculty and students. And it's amazing the conversations people have. The students get to know their future employers, the employers get to know their future employees. And for example, my students, I know, will have jobs, 1 or 2 jobs in with the company that they're interested in, and vice versa. They're heavily sought after because the employers do know those students before they graduate, and they know exactly when they graduate and what they focus on. So it's been a huge success over the last 10 years and continues to do so. We can't do this without a great supporting team. Jovan Georgievic is our Director of Education for all our classes and outreach. Joy, Julie, Kelsey, and Phyllis really are they're the people that make things happen in the background and make things smoothly. They certainly have been open in 2020 and have stepped up to, for example, to get our classes online and for all those changes. So we really thank them as well. So if you're interested in the SBC, sbc.ucdavis.edu, and we're certainly happy to answer any of your questions or to help with any information that you might need. Thank you.